Hey, fate is my little hoe. Yep. So today we got the moon. You know what I'm saying? We act and responding to, and getting emotional connection, creating emotional connection, aka with the sun. You know what I'm saying? What we taking actions. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? What we got viewpoints and shit like that on being in the aspect of our frequency of creation. So, sun specifically being the celestial creation between these two aspects, and it being, you know what I'm saying, having the ability to be able to create celestially create through this aspect, through what our actions may be and how we have a viewpoint or whatever the case may be, through dreams, faith, beliefs, imagination, delusions, being moldable, mutable, and adaptable to that, how we, create emotions when it comes to that, as well as others' emotions when it comes to that. So, moon being the frequency of what we're creating necessarily, you know what I'm saying, from excuse me, I said that backwards. Sun being the frequency of what we're creating, moon being the celestial creation of what we're, you know what I'm saying, 11th house from Pisces, necessarily creating as far as when it comes to our associations in the public, initiating and creating business status, or you see what I'm saying, business status, or building something into reality type energy when it comes to what we're reacting, responding, and creating emotional connection with. It's going to be our frequency of what we're creating, and thoughts, this being, you know what I'm saying, what we're creating our thoughts and our frequency around. It's going to be in that energy from how we from how we're celestially creating that energy, that initiating, creating a business, a status within our associations and shit like that, building on the reality, seeing the reality of reacting, responding, creating emotional connection with that initiation and creation energy, as well as fixating and sustaining that amongst the public and associations and associates, that being our celestial creation from our frequency of creation from third house to Capricorn, Pisces, us being moldable, changeable, mutable, and adaptable to the ways of our thinking and communication styles in our environment and immediate environment, as well as being mutable, moldable, and adaptable to others' ways of thinking and communication styles within their immediate environment. With, you know what I'm saying, that being our frequency of creation from how we're taking actions and going about viewpoints and shit like that, it's going to be being displayed out through dreams, faith, beliefs, imaginations, and delusions of what, you know what I'm saying, third house from Capricorn, what we want to see be built on in reality and shit like that, with how we're thinking, communicating, and our immediate environment and shit like that, being moldable and adaptable to that. See what I'm saying? So frequency creation, being Pisces, celestial creation, you know what I'm saying, being the moon and what we react and respond and create an emotional connection to. You know what I'm saying? So what our celestial creation is, and what we're taking actions and having different viewpoints to go about our actions in, is what we are having, what our thoughts are creating, what our frequency of creation is pretty much being consisted of in our dreams, faith, belief, and imagination, delusion, being moldable and adaptable to that. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty much the power of influence for today would be, you know what I'm saying, Sun, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, and North Node, and Pisces, where we are taking actions, having viewpoints, different viewpoints, building on reality, seeing a harsh reality, creating more dreams, faith, beliefs, imagination, delusions, you know what I'm saying, and thinking, communicating and analyzing and going on a spiritual destiny path about is pretty much having a power of influence with all the those placements being where Pisces is at currently, power of influence to, um take action, build on reality, create more, and as well as think, communicate, analyze, and go on a spiritual destiny and path of what your dreams, faith, beliefs, imaginations, and delusions may be, what you personally birthing out of that or creating out of that as far as an imagination or creative type energy when it comes to what you are personally valuing and have an interest for in your dream, faith, belief, imagination, delusion. That being your power of influence within those aspects and shit like that. Also, we're having a power of influence with Aries, Chiron, Venus. You see what I'm saying? What we are healing, our, and transforming when it comes to what our pain and suffering or whatever the case might be. It might have been in that personal interest or value. It might have been, with an affair that you have got into or whatever the case may be with that personal interest and value. That's pretty much going to be playing out as a love, value, and appreciation as well. From what you're healing and transforming in that personal value to be expressed as relating to others' personal value as well as your own initiating, creating ability to birth a vision into reality, showing love, value, and appreciation for that. Vibration of transformation. What we're semi-sextile in today pretty much is, same shit, except for we got pretty much a lead up from Capricorn to Capricorn to Cancer. So that's, kind of how the stars are aligning right now from that balance of power between the two. You see what I'm saying? Capricorn of what you are initiating, creating as far as a business, entrepreneur endeavor or a status, or when, initiating, creating a status when it comes to that ability to, in the public, balance out your emotional, internal home of what you initiate and create and shit like that is being played out is, from the stars lining up from, that relatability energy between the two and how its relationships, relations, and shit like that is balancing that power, or how its relationships, relations, and ways of relating is going about helping it balance the power of those two energies out. So, aka our relationships, what we're relating to, and the ways we go about relating within business, and in our status and entrepreneur endeavors within our home, family, and privacy and shit like that within what we create in our internal home and our emotions and shit like that. So vibration for today, though, Chiron, Venus, and Aries, we're initiating, creating as far as transforming and healing something within that personal interest, from a pain and suffering to a growth aspect, and how we're showing love, value, and appreciation for that, as well as, that abilities that we have for ourselves as well as others and shit like that is going to be, the pretty much spiritual transformation of how we're transforming our vibration, in that is playing out through Uranus in Taurus, what we are fixating, sustaining as far as when it comes to a give value or talent and shit like that, individually making it unique and innovating and creating a long-term vision for that to be sustained and shit like that. So that's pretty much how the vibration of the spiritual transformation is taking place, is from 12th house Taurus, 12th house Taurus, Aries, and 2nd house Aries, Taurus. So, in Uranus, vibrational transformation from Taurus and Uranus to Gemini and Jupiter, what we are fixating and sustaining when it comes to our individual, value and in individual get value in the talent and shit like that. Our individual in is being our spiritual transformation and transformation spiritually for Gemini, second house Taurus, our vibration to be transformed through the ability to think, communicate, analyze, or think, communicate, and be moldable and adaptable to our immediate environment within how we are expanding our wisdom, knowledge, and experiences within that is being our vibrational transformation for how we are spiritually, transforming from that individual value and how we are our dream, faith, belief, imagination in that individual value and gift, value, and talent and shit like that is being transformed is through the being fixated and sustained and a give value and talent through thinking, communicating, and being moldable, immutable, and adaptable to that. Your immediate environment when it comes to your way of thinking, communicating, and adapting to your immediate environment as well as others and shit like that. Ways of doing that. So vibrational transformation from there, from Gemini, Jupiter would be mutable and moldable air, thinking, communicating in our immediate environment, Gemini and Jupiter, what we are experiencing, our wisdom, knowledges, and expanding our dreams, faith, and our spirit's ability to, expand in things and learn things and, ability to teach things is through that being spiritually expanded and spiritually transformed. Cancer being Mars being the vibration of transformation of that is playing out as initiating creating our home and emotions, our emotional home through what we are passionate and what we are passionate and motivated and our desires about in our home, family, and privacy is kind of pretty much in our internal home is what we're playing out that vibration of how we're transforming our expansion through what we're thinking and communicating and how we're moldable and adaptable through how we're moldable and adaptable to our experiences and wisdom and knowledge that we're getting at how we're being moldable, mutable, and adaptable when it comes to changing or transforming our thinking and our frequency of creation when it comes to our environment and shit like that. Is the spiritual transformation, for, our dream, faith, and belief coming from that to second house of Gemini, Cancer, our give value and talent being seen as the vibrational transformation for our passion, motivation, desires to be what we are initiating, creating our emotions and shit like that out of and shit like that. In our home, family, and privacy, that is, So, South Node Virgo, from that, pretty much, what we're feel safe, secure, and comfortable within is pretty much, how we are going about our work, health, routine, pattern, and being moldable, mutable, and adaptable to that, and as well as others and shit like that, to, transform spiritually from our dream, faith, belief, imagination, delusion, 12th house from Libra, in that to a vibrational transformation in second house Virgo, Libra, Lilith and Libra, which what we're our deep desire and embarrassment or whatever the case may be within our relationships, ways that we're relating and going about our relationships and how we initiate and create that is pretty much our displaying our give value and our talent through how we are, moldable, mutable, and adaptable to our from our spiritual transformation in that work, health, routine pattern, be able to fixate and sustain or give value or talent within that relationship, relations within those relations or ways of going about relating in that deep desire and first first attraction to be attracted to an emotion within how you are be attached to an emotion within how you are going about relationships and your relations and ways of relating and shit like that. So Capricorn going off from there, and the moon being the you know what I'm saying, spiritual transformation for what we react and respond and create an emotional connection and how we initiate and create a status, business, entrepreneur endeavor and shit like that. It's gonna be playing out through fixating, sustaining that spiritual transformation through the vibration of getting fixating, sustaining a gift, value, and talent through transforming and taking power and control in our associations and associations in public arena that we're in, shit like that. So being a vibration of transformation for our status, business, entrepreneur endeavor, things of that nature. Pluto and Aquarius being the spiritual transformation and you know what I'm saying, dream, faith, belief, imagination aspect of Pisces, second house to Aquarius, where we're taking actions, building on reality, harsh reality, or you know what I'm saying, creating more dream, faith, belief, imagination, and delusions, as well as thinking, communicating and analyzing and going on that spiritual destiny and path of what we how we are moldable, mutable, and adaptable to creating our emotions when it comes to how we are creating a dream, faith, belief, imagination, and delusion and shit like that from those emotions and shit like that, those mutable waters and shit, is being our vibration of transformation and our ability to fixate and sustain and give value or talent to how we are seeing, taking actions, thinking, communicating, analyzing, building on reality, creating more dreams, faith, delusions, and beliefs, and going on that spiritual destiny, in that spiritual path, and the destiny of, you know what I'm saying, being moldable and adaptable, mutable to your own emotions when it comes to the dreams, faith, and beliefs and delusions that you're having, as well as others and shit like that. So, being a vibration of transformation for what you're taking power and control in, and having a spiritual transformation in your associations in the public, that dream, faith, and belief, imagination, and delusion, 12 house being right there next to each other, you know what I'm saying? But second house Aquarius, Pisces, that being the transformation, that vibration of transformation for Aquarius, spiritual transformation of the power and control that you're being moldable, mutable, and adaptable to a dream, faith, and belief, imagination, delusion within that association in the public that you're fixating, you're sustaining your individual, uniqueness and individuality within and shit like that is being displayed as a spiritual transformation for that vibration that you're transforming. So, with Pisces being, 12th house from Aries, but we're spiritually transforming to take actions and see the harsh reality, create more faith, belief, imagination, delusions, think, communicate, analyze, and go on the spiritual and the destiny, spiritual path and the destiny of our dreams, faith, belief, imagination, delusions is being spiritually transformed through the vibration of second house Pisces, Chiron, and Venus, what we are healing and growing past our suffering and mistakes and shit like that from our personal interest and the values of affairs and shit like that, as well as showing love, value, and appreciation from the personal interest, love, value, and affairs and shit like that. Being a vibration of transformation for Pisces, shit like that. 12th house, we're gonna see, that play out is, our gift, value, or talent that we're creating and shit like that. As far as how we're fixating, sustaining that vibration of transformation spiritually from 12th house, where we're taking actions having different viewpoints, think, communicate, analyze, and building on more dream, faith, belief, imagination, delusion, building on the harsh reality of the dream, faith, belief, imagination, delusion, and going on that spiritual path and destiny of it as well. Frequency of creation from there, pretty much the sextiles is gonna be Aries, Chiron, and Venus being there where we're healing and transforming as far as our mistakes or our pain and suffering and shit like that, whatever we might have felt within our personal interests of value and shit like that, and showing love, value, and appreciation for our own internal spiritual ability to create an imagination and birth it into reality as well as others and shit like that. That being the, associations and associates and public house, 11th house from Gemini, the social creation for Gemini, frequency creation for us, Aries would be Jupiter and Gemini will be moldable, immutable, and adaptable to think and communicate in our environment and be moldable, immutable, adaptable to as well to others, how they think, communicate in their immediate environment, shit like that, with how we're gaining wisdom, knowledge, and experiences out of that, and expanding the way we think, communicate, analyze, basically, or not think, communicate, analyze, but think, communicate, and are moldable and adaptable to that within our immediate environment and shit like that. And so frequency of creation from there would pretty much be Taurus and Uranus, where we are individually, uniquely innovating when it comes to our gifts, values, and talents and shit like that. Fixating that, seeing that for the long term of, our gift, value, and talent and shit like that being played out is the celestial creation where we're associating with our associates and our associations in the public is 11th house from Cancer. So that's being our Cancer 3rd house frequency of creation for Taurus, for that ability to be able to create that as celestial, that's those stars and shit like that we are emanating and shit like that, whatever the case may be. So from Uranus and Taurus, how we're innovating, creating that individual, well, I guess I could say, unique, give value or talent, you feel me, through a frequency of the way we are passionately, motivatedly, or how we are passionately motivated in initiating, creating an emotional connection and shit like that to the way we are, our home, family, and privacy is, and in our internal home, as well as the way we're going to go about that and feel like, is our frequency of what we're creating through how we are celestially sustaining the associations in the public. We're being mutable, moldable, and adaptable to the way we think, communicating in our immediate environment when it comes to the way we are initiating, creating emotions and shit like that in our home, family, and privacy and shit like that. So going on from there, our frequency of creation from Mars, Cancer, being the celestial creation for Virgo, it being the 3rd house to Virgo, that pretty much is Mars and Cancer. You see what I'm saying? Us are having our passions, motivations, desires be more attributed to what we are initiating, creating as far as our emotions and how we're building our emotional internal home, as well as how we're, initiating, creating, the external home and shit like that in our, internal home from our external home to how we're going about to go with that and shit like that nature. So it's being what we're celestially creating with our associates in the public, to be able to create our frequency and our thoughts around that, and be moldable, mutable, and adaptable to our environment around that, and feeling safe, secure, comfortable in Virgo, South Node, our work, health, routine patterns being moldable, mutable, and adaptable to ours, you know what I'm saying, mutable earth ability as well as others and shit like that, health routine patterns and shit like that, being the frequency of what we're creating, um, celestially, how of, you know what I'm saying, our internal home. Going on from there, our frequency of creation, moon and Capricorn, where we are responding to and create emotional connection to when it comes to how we're building on reality of our you know what I'm saying, status, business, entrepreneur endeavors and shit like that, whatever the case may be, is our where we fixating, sustaining for our associates in the public to be, you know, for us to be seen as creating a frequency around um where we're taking actions, have you know, have having different viewpoints of taking those actions, building on a harsh reality, building more dreams, faith, belief, imagination, illusions, thinking, communicating, and analyzing, and going on a spiritual and a destiny, spiritual path and destiny of those dreams, faith, belief, and imagination, delusions, and shit like that is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, how that frequency of that creation in the celestially is you're playing out amongst your associates in the public of what you're, you know what I'm saying, creating in your thoughts and to shit like that. So frequency of creation from there would be Aquarius, Pluto, sextile, Chiron, and Venus in Aries. So what we are taking power control in our associates in the public, is dealing with, you know what I'm saying, what we're creating celestially when it comes to how we, you know what I'm saying, fixate and sustain our position amongst the stars or whatever the case you may call it, like amongst our associations and shit like that, is being played as a frequency of you know, our thoughts being created around what we are individually, personally interested in, passionately motivated and invested into when it comes to how we are healing pain, suffering, and into growth and transforming that as well, from how we're showing love, value, and appreciation to be more of a, you know, healthy balance of power within that, to that personal interest and how we can relate that in our relationships and our relatability energy and shit like that. So that being what we're frequency of what we're creating through our associations, and you know, what we're creating through our celestial creation. From there, pretty much Pisces, Sun, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, and North Node. What we are all, you know, taking actions, building on reality, building more dreams, faith, beliefs, delusions, think, communicating, analyzing, and going on a spiritual path and destiny about in our dreams, faith, belief, imagination, delusion is pretty much how we are fixating, sustaining our celestial creation in the frequency of, you know, the sextile from Uranus, Taurus, how we are individually, uniquely innovating our gift, value, or talent to the ability to be able to create our frequencies around that from our celestial creation, our, you know what I'm saying, being mutable, moldable, and adaptable to create our, you know, what we think, communicate, and analyze within our environment and shit like that, about what we're associating and creating for the long term of, you know, long term of time for our associates in the public and shit like that. It's going to play out through our dream, faith, belief, imagination, delusion, taking action, building on our reality, creating more dreams, faith, beliefs, imagination, delusion, think, communicating, analyzing, and going on that spiritual path and destiny about it. So that's pretty much how we, you know what I'm saying, creating our frequency around that. It's going to be through, you know what I'm saying, what we uniquely are innovating and innovating and shit like that when it comes to our gift, value, and talent, and how we think, moldable, and mutable, and adaptable to think, communicate, and analyze in our environment with that gift, value, and talent, how we're individual, mutable, moldable, and adaptable. You know what I'm saying? Third house from Pisces. Emotion of experience, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, what we're experiencing emotionally right now. with the squares, Aries, Chiron, Venus, pretty much what we're initiating, creating when it comes to eternal vision or passion, motivation, and desire when it comes to our, you know what I'm saying, imagination, creativity, and personal interests and value, how we're healing and growing past that pain and suffering or mistakes that we made through that, or, you know what I'm saying, how we're balancing out that power of love, value, and appreciation through showing that through our personal value, personal spirits, our spirit's ability to have a personal value and initiate and create a imagination, or, you know what I'm saying, or birth internal vision into existence, as well as, you know what I'm saying, that being us showing love, value, and appreciation to others, you know what I'm saying, as well as ourselves, you know what I'm saying, that being what our physical experiences consisted of for this emotion that we're experiencing pretty much basically, and through Mars and Cancer, how we are initiating, creating emotions, an internal home when it comes to how we are going about our passions, motivations, desires is what we're experiencing emotionally to, you know what I'm saying, create a home, family, and privacy and shit like that. Or initiate and create your emotions when it comes to how you know what I'm saying, your internal home and family and privacy is built like that. So from 10th house, how you are initiating, creating a status, business, entrepreneur endeavor within that personal interest and shit like that. So emotional experience from there, pretty much Gemini, Jupiter to South Node, Virgo. Well, you are expanding in your wisdom, knowledge, and experience and shit like that within your thinking, communicating, and analyzing how you are moldable, mutable, and adaptable to your own thinking, communicating, and analyzing, as well as others within their environment, and how they expand and gain wisdom, knowledge, and experiences on that. It's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, what you're standing on business with as far as the status, business, or entrepreneur endeavor, 10th house from Virgo, which you're having the ability to be able to initiate and create, you know what I'm saying, a status or business, or building on the reality of that with Virgo. 4th house from Gemini, creating that internal home and that internal motion within your eternal home, family, and privacy and shit like that. Feeling safe, secure, and comfortable within that, you know, Virgo aspect, mutable earth, you building on routines, work, health patterns, and shit like that. Being moldable, immutable, and adaptable to organizing that as well as others. You see what I'm saying? Being an emotional experience for Gemini and Jupiter, what you're expanding on and shit like that in your business, way that you're seeing, you know, entrepreneur endeavor status, and building on reality in the public arena. So from there, and that would be your that would be your physical experience, your emotional experience. Experience of emotion would be, you know, what you feel safe and comfortable and secure within. And Virgo, your work, health, routine patterns. So your physical experience pretty much from Cancer, Mars, how you're being initiating, creating a status or entrepreneur endeavor within your home, family, and how you initiate and create emotional home, or, you know what I'm saying, within your home, family, and privacy and shit like that. How you're passionate, motivated, and go about those motives and passions and desires within that is pretty much how you're going to physically be experiencing your emotion that you're experiencing through Libra being in Lilith, how you are, you know, balancing out that desire and emotion and first emotional connection that you created with your relationships and relations, and the ways that you relate and go about balancing out being mutual within your connections and shit like that. Your one-on-one connections is being played out as your emotional experience for what you're physically experiencing through Mars and 10th house from Libra, Mars and Cancer. So pretty much from there, your emotional experience is gonna play out from the square from Libra and Lilith to the moon in Capricorn. So Libra and Lilith, you pretty much initiating creating the ways that you think and communicate and within your relationships and the ways that you relate and have a relationship or go about relating and shit like that. Through your desires, deep desires, and the first emotional connections of embarrassments and shit like that when you know, had relationships or relations or experience initiating, creating ways of relating and shit like that. Is being played out is 10th house. You stand on business with that status, career, and business that you're creating through your emotional experience in 4th house from Libra, Capricorn, and the moon, which you react and respond and create emotional connection to, and how you initiate and create your business, career, status, and building on reality of that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be how you experiencing your emotions from 10th house Libra, from Capricorn, your Lilith there. You know what I'm saying? You experiencing how you initiate and create your relationships and thinking, you know what I'm saying, initiate and create how you think and communicate within your relationships and the ways you're relatable and you know what I'm saying, and the ways that you relate and shit like that within those emotions, those deep emotions, desires, the first embarrassments and shit like that. How you standing on business, creating a, business status or, you know what I'm saying, standing on business, creating a status and entrepreneur endeavor within that. So Capricorn moon, from there, having emotional experience from through Chiron and Venus and Aries, how we are initiating, creating our you know what I'm saying, career status and entrepreneur endeavor is where we react and responding and create an emotional connection to 10th house from Aries, how we initiate and create that status from that, that status, how we initiate and create that business from that status and the entrepreneur endeavor from that, what's it called, you know what I'm saying, cardinal earth and shit like that. It's going to be how we are, physically experiencing our emotional experience in Chiron and Venus, going about healing that growth and, you know what I'm saying, go about growing and healing past that pain and suffering and or you know what I'm saying, mistakes or whatever the case in our personal interests, as well as showing love, value, and appreciation for our personal interests and as well as others through having an emotional experience there. 4th house from Capricorn, you see what I'm saying? How we internalize or initiate and create a internal home when it comes to our personal value and the way we, you know what I'm saying, value or have an interest within that embarrassment or whatever the case may be, in love, value, and appreciation. And how we are emotionally experiencing that is whatever whatever we're birthing emotionally, whatever we're internally creating as far as it comes to our internal home and family and privacy and shit like that. So pretty much from there, our emotional experience in Pluto, Aquarius, where we're taking power and control over in our associates in the public, and how we're experiencing our emotion through that aspect is pretty much going to be through that status, business, career, 10th house from Taurus, and Uranus being Aquarius, Pluto being transformed, and how we are initiating, creating that status, career, and business and entrepreneur endeavor, and how we innovate in unique, how we are innovative and unique in individual within our associates in the public. How we take power and control over that. It's pretty much our physical experience of how we are going to be experiencing our emotions of how we're internalizing and creating an emotion of you know, a home, family, and privacy, and internal creating our internal emotions and not internal emotions, but you know what I'm saying, creating our our internal home through creating our emotions and shit like that within that individual unique um seeing the long term vision of give value or talent, fixed Earth's ability to be able to initiate and create, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Fixed Earth's ability to be able to fixate and sustain, give value or talent. Us having an emotional experience by creating, initiating, creating emotions in our internal family, our internal home and family and privacy with that. You know what I'm saying? It's how pretty much the aspect of the 10th house from Taurus, Aquarius, and Pluto gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? And from their emotional experience in Pisces, Sun, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, and North Node, us taking actions, having different viewpoints, building our reality, seeing the structure, and creating more dreams, faith, belief, imagination, delusion, and it analyzing, you know what I'm saying, communicating and going on that spiritual path and destiny of the dream, faith, belief, imagination, delusion, or whatever the case may be, being instead on business and initiating, creating a business status and career, entrepreneur endeavor when it comes to that fourth house or 10th house from Gemini and Jupiter, you know what I'm saying? Fourth house from Pisces, Gemini, and Jupiter is going to be playing out how we're experiencing our emotions, how we're initiating and creating our emotional home and internal home when it comes to that expansion within the, you see what I'm saying, wisdom, knowledge, or experience of how we are being moldable, changeable, mutable, and adaptable to our thinking, communicating, analyzing within our immediate environment. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So pretty much that's it for the emotional experience and the squares and shit like that. Emotional creation or expression of character is going to be playing out as Uranus and Taurus, how we are innovating, creating our fixated, sustained